Ready to begin. Happy Father's Day. What I'd like to do is to invite you to join me in knowing the truth that this is a world of spirit, that there is nothing but spirit, and that each of us is an individualization of spirit, that together we create this atmosphere of joy, laughter, and friendship as we come together this morning, seeking the good, understanding that there is good for us, and today especially celebrating life itself. On this holiday, this Father's Day, we give thanks to all the men in our lives, whatever role they may have played. We give thanks to just the joy and the miracle of being born into this life. It is truly a wonderful gift and a wonderful adventure. And so as we move forward into this adventure, let us know that love is here. Love is in our hearts. Love is in our families. Love is demonstrated in our friendship and our wisdom and our kindness, which grows and flourishes here and now. I give thanks for all the good that is unfolding for us, and I invite you to close together with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So good to be here for being Father's Day to everyone my fathers and mothers who happen to be fathers and all of that. And as I thought about today, I am a father, I have 3 children, and I have 6 grandchildren. And the oldest is in USC, his PhD program, my granddaughter. So I started young. But this next song, I thought about is, I know my father had a dream, I have a dream, and I was just looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger's documentary, and he had a dream to come to America and be all the marvelous things that he did. He had a dream and visualization. This next song is always one of my favorites. I hope you enjoy it. It's called The Impossible Dream.
So thank you. Thank you, Michael Paul. Isn't it great to have Michael Paul here with us today?
Yes.
For this holiday. Thank you. Well, welcome again. It's my pleasure to just lead this morning's ceremony and welcome everyone to the Center for Spiritual Living Carlsbad, where we know together that there really is a power for good in the universe and that we can use it, and where we always come together to teach, learn, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. So as we begin, I would like to invite Morgan up to help light our candles this morning so we can remind ourselves of the underlying spirit of life and the divine unity of all. First, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life now. Please affirm and say with me, I am life. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. Please affirm and say with me, I am love. We light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We are always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. Please affirm and say with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are each whole, complete, and beautiful just as we are. We accept the beauty of God's perfection as our perfection now. Please affirm and say with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the God consciousness. We each bring joy to the world. Please affirm and say with me, I am joy. We light a candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world. Please affirm and say with me, I am peace. And finally, I invite you to take a moment to recognize your own inner light that is always shining within, as we take a moment to honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Morgan. So you can look in your programs to see announcements like please silence your cell phone. I just wanted to be sure and remind you that today is Potluck Sunday, so even if you didn't bring anything, be sure and stay for fellowship with us after the service today. So if you're not receiving our Thursday email, or if this is your first visit to our center in a long time, please sign our guest book in the lobby. And something that's important is that every Sunday after fellowship, we do offer spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer as our gift to you. So if you have a prayer request today, you can either write down a written request, and then our prayer team will do a treatment for you during the week. Or if you would like, you can talk to one of us, ministers or practitioners, directly after the service. So today, we have Dr. Matti here. I'm here for you. Practitioner Larry is here. Wave your hand. Reverend Almondra is here, so yay.
Nice to have you with us today.
And Reverend Maureen, so you're, we can do a lot of prayers today, we're all set. And I just want to remind you, it's okay to keep putting in the same request. We know that this works. Sometimes it's not instant, but it works if we keep at it. So, now I just want to say thank you for today's volunteers, because after all, as you can tell, especially today, it's really a community-based center. And so we all pitch in. So today, I want to thank Michael Paul.
Yay.
Yes, as always, I printed them myself, and I dug them out, and I put them in there, and no, just. I did bring them, it was a last minute realization, but I'm good at last minute, I gotta tell you, I'm good.
Yeah, last minute is the right minute.
Last minute.
So thank you, Michael Paul. So not only did you play the music, but thank you for your practice. I want to thank Martha for being our greeter today, and it's so nice to have you back with us. Practitioner Larry is doing the video recording, which we really appreciate. And of course, I want to thank Jan, who is by the bookstore, and Angel for doing the setup and getting us organized. So yeah, if you look inside your program and find the group reading, let's read it together. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. And now, if you'd like to stand, or if you want to sit, that's fine. Michael Paul's going to lead us in this song.
We're going to do this, thank you for this day, Spirit, this healing day. Second verse is Holy Day. Thank you for this holy day. Thank you for this radiant, my radiant health. They didn't have mine, but my radiant health that went back to, thank you for this holy day. So it goes something like this. Thank you for this day, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
And now, I'd like to invite Berla up to give us an inspirational reading for this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. I'm going to hold this in my right hand. Today's reading is from Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today I feel the active power of God in everything. One God, one Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. Ephesians 4:16. The key thought for our meditation today is the idea that there is an active presence of the creative spirit in all our affairs. Not something passive, but something that is moving in and through everything we do. We should affirm that the divine presence is everywhere, that it is always active in and through us. Believing that the divine spirit is at the center of everything and at the center of my own physical being, I recognize this presence, harmoniously acting in every cell, every organ, and every function of my physical body. I praise it and bless it is doing its work well and in harmony with divine love and life. Recognizing this same presence in everyone I meet, I salute the God in people, and I know that as surely as I do this, the God in them will respond to the same divine presence that is within me. I'm getting teary. I don't know why. These words mean something to me. Therefore, I love others and act in unison with them. Recognizing the one mind that governs everything, consciously I affirm that the same intelligence is governing my affairs. It is within me and around me at all times, directing, guiding, governing, controlling, and leading me happily to the fulfillment of all good purposes. Recognizing all nature as the handiwork of God, I see the beauty in everything. I am one with the wind and the wave, with the sunshine and the cloud, with everything God has created.
Thank you, Verla. That was what a nice reading. Thank you. And now it is my wonderful good pleasure to bring up Reverend Dr. Matti Dobbs. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a song first. Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting so excited about it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go sit down and Michael Paul's going to sing a wonderful song. Thank you.
It's all right.
Oh, so lovely to be here. So
That was great.
That was really beautiful. Thank you, Michael Paul. And I am so glad that that's the truth, that there is only love. And it's really wonderful to be here today. So I think that's the perfect introduction for Dr. Matti. There is only love, so let's give her a good welcome.
Well, good morning, Carlsbad.
Good morning.
Pleasure to see you all here today. And happy Father's Day to the fathers. And mothers who are fathers, and all of us who serve in that role. My topic today is stay the course. The last time I spoke with you, we talked about living the science of mind. We talked about all those principles and practices that we use every day to journey on our way. Today, I want to talk about what we do if we get off course. So my topic is stay the course. And I begin with this story. 2 frogs fell in a can of cream, or so I've heard it told. The sides of the can were shiny and steep. The cream was deep and cold. Oh, what's the use? The first frog croaked. There's no help around. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, cruel world. And weeping still, he drowned. The second frog dog-paddled in surprise. All the while, he wiped his creamy face and dried his creamy eyes. I'll swim a while at least, he said. It really wouldn't help the world if one more frog were dead. An hour or two he kicked and swam, not once he stopped to mutter. Then he kicked and swam and kicked, then hopped out via butter.
I like that.
Died because he stayed the course. What course are we talking about? The spiritual course. Your life, your journey here. Today we're going to take a look at persistence and determination to help us navigate ourselves through life. As we pursue our dreams and aspirations, sometimes we fall into that can of cream. And even though we may be occasionally thrown a curve or fall into a can of cream, it doesn't mean we should give up our vision, give up our dream, because our vision is God's vision for us as well. Ernest Holmes, our founder, believed that also. This is what he said. Anything that will enable us to express greater life, greater happiness, greater power, so long as it does not harm anyone, is the will of God for us. So whatever it is that's lurking in the back of your mind, whatever it is that you want for yourself that doesn't hurt or put anybody else in jeopardy, God says, hip hooray. Taking that trip toward our dreams is not always a straight line going upwards. Spiritual dynamics tells us that life continually spirals upward, but each new level has its challenges, its ups and downs, its cans of cream. So sometimes we feel that our lights burn very brightly and we're right on track. And sometimes our light feels like a 25-watt bulb on its way out and we feel off course. And when we feel like that 25-watt bulb on its way out, it's important to do what we need to do to get back on course. What it takes us to move forward It's important that we swim and kick and swim and keep going. As an old football coach used to tell his team, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. The question often is, which way do we go? We take the spiritual path, of course, that course of light. And I recall the story of Samson and Delilah in the biblical scripture. It's a powerful example of what happens when we get lured off course. Now, most of us know this story. A man's named Samson was blessed with incredible strength. The Israelites depended on him to defend them against the oppressive Philistines. But Samson allowed himself to be lured off course. He was tempted and he succumbed. What did Samson do? He flirted with a woman in the enemy camp named Delilah. She asked him, Samson, how do you get all that strength? And he toyed with her, he played with her. First he told her if tied with 7 fresh bowstrings, he would weaken. So she did that, but he broke them. Then he said, bind me securely with new ropes that have never been used. Then I shall become weak. Of course, that didn't work either. Then he said, weave 7 locks of my hair into the web of the loom. Then I shall become weak. She did this, and he was as strong as ever. Now, you would think by now that Samson would get it. This woman was bad news. But how often do we ignore those signals that come our way that says, wrong move, wrong turn, and how often do we just keep on going, ignore the static? Finally, she pressed him daily until he blurted out, if I'm shaven, then my strength will leave me and I shall become weak like any other man. Delilah wasted no time in getting the news to the Philistines. Then she lulled Samson to her lap and called the Philistines to shave his head. They blinded him. Once his hair was gone, he weakened, and they blinded him and put him in prison, where he was harnessed to a millstone to grind wheat. Isn't that a powerful analogy for us? For one reason or another, we get off course. If you allow yourselves to succumb to the Delilahs in your life, you may find yourself at the millstone, grinding away, going round and round in circles, going nowhere. Whatever your millstone is, but we lose sight of our vision. Now, our Delilahs don't come waving banners saying, I'm your destruction. Here, I'm here to destroy you. They may come looking good like Delilah. Delilah was gorgeous. Sometimes those things that may seem like they are good for us simply lure us off track and we lose our vision. So, what is your Delilah? Ask you this morning. Give it some thought. What gets you off track? What gets you off your game when you're not playing your best card? Is it thinking lack and limitation rather than remembering God is your supply? Is it reacting to circumstances rather than remembering the truth? Remembering that at the absolute, all is well and all will be well. Is it fear when there's nothing to fear? Seeing and feeling ill health, negativity, or not doing our spiritual practice? All these things tear down, not build up. So there was Samson, blinded and had lost his vision. He disconnected from his truth, his light, and if that happens to us, we begin to lose our way. So the Philistines, before I get back to the Philistines, while Samson was grinding away at the mill, something happened. His hair grew back, and his strength returned. But the Philistines were feeling pretty triumphant, ordered him brought to the temple so they could mock him. And they put Samson in between these two pillows, and they said, "Now show your strength." Samson went into his truth, and he said, "Oh God, remember me." His strength returned, and you all know the story. He pushed down the pillows, and in the final moments, he killed all the Philistines, and giving the ultimate sacrifice, he fulfilled his destiny. You see, we always get a second chance to get back on track. At any moment, we can reconnect to our course and turn our attention back to our vision. How? Ernest Holmes tells us in Science of Mind that if our eye is single, we shall be filled with light. We must cleave to the good and trust absolutely in the law of God to bring about our desired end. Spirit will mold our purpose when we allow it to do so. So here's something I invite you to set a single eye on. You are made in the image and likeness of God, and God's plan for you is good and only good. So I want you to say that with me. I am made in the image and likeness of God, and all is good. Now I want you to turn to a neighbor and say, you are made in the image and likeness of God, and all is good. All is good, all is well in God's kingdom. Keep that vision in your mind's eye and put into practices the principles and practices that are taught here at this center. Pray affirmatively, knowing that God's gonna come through for you. When you think you've lost your way, ask for direction, and then sit in the silence and wait for an answer. My mom used to say, ask and wait. Wait on it. Listening for that still small voice that will show the way. Know that God in you, as you, always knows the way home. Know that you are directed and guided. And if you believe in this dream, in this vision, God will get you to where you want to go. He will get you to where you need to be. As a little girl, And some of the tools we use, of course, is set that vision. Daydream. Visualize, and once you get the dream, then you gotta keep it going. Visualize and practice. I remember as well, I shouldn't say a little girl, so I was a high schooler. I wanted to be a majorette. Now they had batonets, we had the majorettes led the band. They were out front doing their number. And then came the band, and then they had the batonets that marched behind the band, and there were 20 of those. I wanted to lead the band, so I went out and tried out for the first team, majorette. But at that time, in my high school, nobody that looked like me led the band or had ever led the band in the history of the school. So why would I have that dream? But there I was out there trying. First year I didn't get it. But guess what I did? I went to the music store in town. I bought myself a baton, and I strutted everywhere I went. Was I living my dream? In my dining room, in front of my mother's china closet, which she prized. You could only put the good dishes in there. There I was with my majorette in the house, boom, going. I won't tell you that I didn't break a window. What I will tell you is that I became a majorette, first African-American majorette in the history of that school, and what a pleasure it was for me to have my mommy and daddy in town while the band led while the band orchestra, the majorettes, led the band through the center of the town. And on the football field, what a pleasure it was to step up to that goal post, flip that baton and catch it. So what I'm saying to you today, that God in you, as you, can take you all the way. So take some time and envision what it is that you want for your life. And by now, I know that everybody in here already has a plan. And I believe that that plan is in motion. I know it is for you. What I'm saying is, know that you are divine, that you are all the things God is, and just spend that time in the silence. Use those positive affirmations. And remember this prayer of faith by Hannah Kohlhaas. God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks with me, guides my way through every moment of the day. I now am wise. I now am true, patient, kind, and loving too. All things I am, can do, and be through the light of God that is in me. God is my health. I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing quick. God is my all. I know no fear, since God and love and light are here. So you have a choice. When the Delilahs show up in your life and you fall into a can of cream, you can drown like the first frog, or you can kick and swim with this truth. The choice is yours. Namaste.
Thank you for that, Brother Matty. Armand, as I call you. Boy, that's one of my favorite stories, Samson, boy. I was looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger, man, that guy had some Samson muscles. That guy, his documentary was amazing. Anyway.
It was terrific. Thank you, Michael Paul. And I know that's exactly what this day is going to be, because there's just so much love in the air in this world. And so right now it's our time to support the center. So I'm going to invite you to take your offering or contribution towards our center in your hand, or if you are on auto tithing, please take it in your mind. And just know with me that as we give, we're simply following the law of circulation, knowing that as we give, we receive, good flows in, good flows out. That's the way it is. So it is. So it is. So please remember, we have our potluck. Everyone's invited to join us for lunch. And in closing, I just give thanks that this is a day of celebration and good. So please know with me, remember with me, the ultimate truth, that there is one thing, God itself, which is all there is. And that as we experience our life, we are actually individualized expressions of spirit, experiencing this thing called life. As we move through the adventures, like Samson, like a little frog, like a child with dreams, or like a grown-up with new dreams. Let us know that we can always get back on the path of choice. I choose goodness. I choose health. I choose prosperity. I choose friendship. I choose peace. And I choose joy. This is the path of good. I know it is my path, and it is available to each of us. There is nothing but good. And as we open our eyes to it, it grows and strengthens and illuminates our way. I give thanks for this light, for this kingdom within, this world without. I know it is good, and I give thanks. And I invite you to join me in knowing this by saying with me, and so it is. So a closing song is on the back of your program. You want to rise?